You are now listening to Broken Line Podcast, presented by Fish Addictions TV. Broken Line Podcast is sponsored by Ice Strong Titanium Spring Bobber, Eskimo Ice Fishing Gear, 13 Fishing, Striker Ice, Coles Resort of Bemidji, Minnesota, Aaron Eichhorst Photography.
All right, so we are back for another After the Bite.
After the Bite,
with,
after the hours.
Fish Addictions TV. So basically this is the little slight recap / intro to the show, which will be airing very shortly.
Right on.
And today we're talking about episode 2, which is Lake of the Woods. We brought Big Will here. Yeah, there he is. It's first time on the mic here at the Broken Line. We'll eventually do a podcast with him.
Yeah, I know.
We have to.
Soon.
We've been meaning to do that, but we always end up at Fozzie's or something. And
Yeah. We always end up
chowing
eating
down.
or
And like, yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah, time will come. So yeah, Lake of the Woods. I mean, we plan you plan the trips as best as you possibly can, but obviously there's tons of curveballs that go in, from scheduling, when we can get out on the lake, weather, etc. And the weather took a little distraction for our shoot. But for you being there, what was it like being able to get out on walleyes for the first time that this year and just kind of fish with us out in the glacier?
Well, Lake of the Woods is always a fun time, no matter open water or ice season. But just getting out there, it was an absolute blast with you guys, because I love fishing with people.
Yeah.
If I go by myself, I'm screaming and hollering and catching fish, and it's like, I have nobody to talk to. Like, I'm talking to myself out here fishing,
Catch a fish, you scream, no one's around.
Yeah, it's kind of like...
Well, I seen a little bit of it, a little bit of the footage, just a tiny smidge, and it looks like you guys had a good time.
Oh, yeah.
How'd you like the glacier?
Oh,
Is it comfy?
oh, it's awesome.
Yeah.
That bed is pretty comfy.
That's good to hear.
We're out fishing, and I'm out filming with some of the other guys, and I come back in the house, and he's just passed out on the couch, just snoring away, listening to some country at a low tune off the music, and it's just like, you can get that in an ice house. No matter what kind of ice house you're rocking out there,
Right.
You have that ability to just chill and relax.
You know what the cool part about working there is I go to one house, there's country playing in there as we're building them. Go to the one behind it, some classic rock. Go to the one behind that, there's some pop going on in there, top 40 hits as we're building them.
You go into your CAD room and you're just like...
As soon as I think it'd be the kitchen upper gets put in, like the first thing they do before they even hook up lights is they get power to the stereo. So they can work in there, and then come the lights and all that other stuff. But
we went and we did a little bit of touring of Glacier. We did the Wisconsin tour, the Bemidji tour and the Brainerd tour,
right.
The two different styles, me and Mike, and it was cool to see you guys working and just building and seeing what goes into a Glacier ice house, and to be able to pull it out. I actually didn't get to pull it out. It was that time of the early winter where the little Jimmy had to pull it out because they weren't allowing big trucks on the lake.
Yeah.
So they're out in the snowmobile. I'm in the Jimmy with the owner of Lake Road Lodge. He's pulling it out, and it's complete whiteout. I mean, when we got there, we didn't know what to expect. We got there really early in the morning, and 35-mile-an-hour winds, whiteout conditions.
Will, would you say that's classic Lake of the Woods weather?
Oh, yeah. If I wasn't 3 feet behind the sled in front of me, I didn't know where I was going. And Mike was the only one with the GPS, so he took off out in front of everybody, and I'm like, oh boy, better make sure I can hold on to these guys.
Right.
I was sitting there, I'd look back, and I'd be like, I can barely see them, look back, and it's just like, you're following because there's roads, and there's sticks and telling you what colors to go, and I'm like, I don't know how you do this, because I think the stakes are every 15 feet or so out in front.
Right.
And there was a time we had to stop because we couldn't see 15 feet in front of us, 10 feet in front of us to see where we were going. And it's like a maze of roads.
Oh, yeah.
And the next day, once we woke up, and I look out there, I was like, damn, there's a lot of houses out here, which is typical.
So did all you boys crash in that thing?
Yeah.
Really?
There's enough beds.
Oh, I know. I was just curious.
There's cool. Mike took the big one because
It's Mike.
It's Mike.
Sorry, Mike.
I called dibs on top bunk, but that didn't go over very well with them, I guess.
I'm the couch. I want the couch, right? And Mike's like looking up, and he's like, do you want Will sleeping above you? I'm like, Will can sleep down below. That's all right with me. So, yeah, we got out there, 35-mile-an-hour winds, whiteout conditions, set up the glacier, rough, really threw a twist into the whole episode, really, because you get there, we're there limited time for scheduling, where we have deadlines that we have to hit, and of course the weather throws a curveball into it. So we did stay one day in the glacier, which was our plan to do anyways, and we had pizza, played games, ate cheese witch, listened to music.
What do you think of that cheese witch?
Ooh,
I'm hooked. Dude.
He just had it for the first time last night, and he came in this morning. He's like, "Dude, I'm mad at you," and I'm like, "Why are you mad?" He's like, "I'm on that cheese witch crave right now."
And I know he's got like.
Do you like the pepper jack or the cheddar better?
Both of them.
Did you have both?
Yeah. You gave me a Colby Jack and a pepper jack, and it's good stuff.
They're good, man.
I'm already thinking of next level cheese witch stuff. Like, I want to get a pan like searing hot and like throw it in there and then flip it. Get that kind of that crispy cheese. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
that
you're
edge of the
something
pizza.
there.
Yeah,
you're onto something there.
Cheese.
Yeah. Let's talk about the bite.
Yeah, so
if we can a little bit.
I'm gonna have him talk because I was filming a lot. But from my perspective, it was rough. The weather threw that curveball in, and the cold front came through, and it definitely made it more difficult. But I think it was pretty typical Lake of the Woods. I mean, we were catching eater-sized fish the whole time. I mean, what was your take on?
Well, I mean, I marked a lot of fish, and the little ones are always aggressive up there. So you could kind of tell if it was small because you think it's a big fish because it'd be a vapor trail, but sometimes those 12, 11, 10-inch saugers sneak up on you.
Right.
A little bit. But I bet you I marked 5 or 6, decent fish that took up half my screen with my 6-inch zoom on the bottom, or 6-foot zoom on the bottom. And they'd follow, and they just disappear.
Huh.
It was one of those.
How deep were you fishing?
We were like 21, 22 right away.
Something like that.
Okay.
During the day.
Yeah, and it was one of those, to me, Lake of the Woods is all about the eater-sized fish, and you have the chance of catching bigger fish thrown in.
Right.
Going up to those resorts up there, Lake Road Lodge, Wheelers, that kind of thing, being able to take your fish and getting a great limit in a very small amount of time, going back and be able to do a cook, a fish fry. I think that's really what Lake of the Woods is about, but there are the chances for you to get 20s, 26s, 30s in there. It didn't. I'm not going to say how it went completely for the episode because you got to watch it. But we definitely caught fish. We definitely put our time in. We definitely went there with a plan. The plan changed, and you have to just absorb everything that's going around and make changes. And we stuck with it. And I mean, we came out with an episode, and it was fun. We had fun.
Right.
Caught lots of fish. We have education thrown in there, and He's fishing in his PJs the whole time. He's got slippers on. Like, it was relaxed.
Same thing,
man.
yeah.
These guys are sitting there with their bibs around their knees and their boots on. I'm sitting there with slippers and PJs on. I'm like, this is living right here.
That's right, baby.
Do we have to go
fishing.
outside?
Relax fishing. Mike and Anthony are like, we're going out to fish. Turn over there. He goes from his sitting position to his laying down position. He's jigging over his body. It's just like, that's fishing.
I did
right
catch
there.
a few fish that way, too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he did put it out there. But then, we woke up the next morning, beautiful sunrise, and we started our game plan of, do we fish in shallower and deeper? Where do we start from here? And we got on the sleds and went around and put our time in outside in the harsh conditions. And it wasn't that bad the weather-wise the next day. But
so the next day, the glacier turned into more of a base camp.
Yep. Kind of that run and gun. You need to go back and get some pop or some drinks or anything like that, and you're back out and searching. And we finished it off with a couple doubles, a couple nice sized fish. He put the clinic on. Yeah, spoiler alert. He put the clinic on for sure.
Well,
I would say
they don't call him Walleye Will for nothing. But I do have a question for you. Would sauger be Your favorite fish if they got up to 30 plus inches?
Yep.
Just because they're cool looking? I think they're way cooler looking than a walleye. I really do. They're
like
just,
down on the river and stuff, like Pool 4 and all down there, they get like 18, 19, 20-inch saugers, and they're just fat.
and they're just their markings, their colors.
They're awesome.
They're just kind of... They're kind of cool. It was quite a few years ago. I got a 19-inch sauger out of Lake of the Woods. And I was like, man, this... Because the world record's only like... I think it's only like 8 or 9 pounds. And I think it's a true sauger. Now, there's another one called a sog eye. Which, do they have those down there? Red Wing area?
Yep.
So
sometimes, every once in a while, you find one.
And the sog eye is that a true hybrid?
Yep, it's just a walleye and a sauger mixed together.
Right.
Usually
and a sauger is a separate species.
Yeah, so the sauger it'll have a white tip usually.
Right.
But it'll still have the spots on the dorsal fins.
Right.
So it's a mixed...
Yep.
Mixed mashed together.
And there is a slice of fish nerdery for you all.
Yeah, we got a lot of saugers, a lot of walleyes mixed. It was a healthy mix for sure.
Oh yeah, it usually is up there.
Yeah, when you step out and you see all the houses, I mean, it's definitely one of those, like Mike said in the episode, it's definitely a wheelhouse capital area, that Red Lake.
Yeah.
So it's cool to see, it like forms a town out on the lake. And although Lake of the Woods has been done many times in TV, and we've actually been up there before as well, it's one of them places that people always want information on. They always want to see what's going on up there because, as you know, Red Lake, right when ice was hit, where'd they go? Red Lake. Where'd they go? Lake of the Woods. They want to go up to those two places, first ice.
Yeah.
And we did a little bit different by having the glacier there, kind of more of a feel of this is what everyone else is doing out here. But it was fun. It was good times. We ate pizza, fed pizza to Anthony, like a weird person. We got to relax. We got to sit in our sweats or whatever.
Heck
Yeah, play some
PJs.
goldfish.
Played some cold fish. It's just
Goldfish.
Yeah, that's
Goldfish.
Goldfish. I thought you said gold.
No, goldfish.
Goldfish.
Like whatever games it is you're playing, it must have been fun.
He was sitting there. He's sitting there playing Go Fish, and he's like, "This isn't in the episode," but he was like, he wanted to have someone say "Go fish," and he's like, "Fine, I'm just gonna go fish." Throw the cards and go fish.
Catch one.
yeah.
But
Sweet.
we didn't throw that in there.
Nice.
But yeah, that's pretty much. I mean, a sneak into that episode. Definitely, it's going to be on here shortly. Look for it as well as on YouTube, Fox Sports North, Fox Sports Wisconsin, 10:30, and give it a little look. I will say this: that episode 1, we started out fresh and fast, and the music was a little more high energy, and it was a little more. A lot of fish catches. It's one of those, this is the start of the season. Here we are. Let's do this. And it was a lot of camaraderie, a lot of awesomeness jammed in there. This is going to be a little bit more of a relaxed, different style episode than episode 1.
But I think it reflects sleeper fish house fishing.
Yeah,
It's way more, it's very chill.
It's way more relaxed.
Until we get, TVs and our portables, then we'll chill out like that. But
Absolutely.
it is a different style of fishing, so it is way more relaxed. Like most people I know do what Will did.
Just
socks,
Take
lounge pants. Hey, I'm not going to shower for 3 days. I don't really care. I'm going to take naps whenever I want. I don't really care.
That's what it was. So
Yeah.
this is that episode that's going to be a little bit more chilled for some of the people. And next episode, we're going to talk about that in another video. But next episode is going to be right back in it for the people that liked episode 1. Episode 3 is going to be right back in there with tons of bluegills, tons of fish coming topside, lots of fish releases. It's going to be a good time. So check out episode 2. And that's where we'll leave it after the bite.
Thank you for listening to Broken Line Podcast. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media. Like, share, comment, and subscribe.